Hey guys, this is another vlog, another episode. Ooh, no, yeah. To me, episode has a whole nother connotation. um, I wanted to talk today about my stay in the hospital 3 years ago, and I wanted to talk about like what that was like. Um, and it's really hard to talk about because it's very, very personal. Um, and it's just icky. The way I was treated was very icky. um, I don't even know where to begin. I'll start with maybe what happened prior to my hospitalization and like why I was hospitalized, and then maybe go into like uh, what they did to me when I was in the hospital. Um, Late May of 2009, I was very socially isolated. I wasn't going outside anymore. I was kind of, I would say I was shut in, and I just wasn't reaching out to my friends. I wasn't reaching out to like the people that I knew. Um, and I started having this really weird thing happen. Like I was up for 5 days and I was playing this video game, um, called World of Warcraft, which I was addicted to at the time. And thank God I don't play that game anymore. I've had other friends that are like, oh, you should play this game, and I'm just like, fuck it, I don't play games, I live in reality. I don't play those games anymore just because of that fact. But anyway, I was up for like 4 or 5 days straight playing this game, and somewhere along the line I started facing a lot of my inner shit. I started facing the adoption stuff. I started facing the identity stuff. I started just like facing that, and I kind of lost it. And I think at the time I was already mentally ill. Prior to my first manic episode, I was already mentally ill because I was having, social anxiety to the point where I couldn't go outside. I was having depression to the point where I wanted to commit suicide. And I was alone. I didn't have anybody checking up on me. I didn't have anybody, asking me how are you doing, or coming over and saying, whatever. I mean, the only person who came over like around that time was my boyfriend, and his words were, I wanted to like after all everything happened, he's like, I wanted to like lock you in your house, but you know, whatever. And I think he's like really stupid. He doesn't understand the mental illness thing at all. And I don't know. Let's just suffice it to say it was a very strange experience, and I started hearing. I don't exactly remember the sequence of events. I know that um, while I was playing the game, I suddenly had this idea. I was like, what if the game were real? What if the characters in the game were real and I could actually talk to them? And, I mean, the game itself was, you walk around in this like this two-dimensional world that looks three-dimensional kind of thing, and you do stuff and you do different things to like advance your character through whatever, and you know you don't, that's like the level of interaction. I mean, you can interact with other people in the game, but that's about it. And I didn't have very many friends in the game either. Like, I was kind of the point where I was just playing it by myself, and I didn't really have friends that, you know, I could be like, hey, and I am them or whatever else in the game and be like, I'm having problems. But anyway, so I was playing this game, and I had this idea, like, what if I could talk to the characters in the game? What if the characters were real? What if, you know... And then I had this other idea, what if, I could talk to... And this is gonna sound so deranged and stupid, but, like, what if I could talk to my ancestors through the game? Because, like, I had this desire to connect with... I think I had this desire to connect with people, but I was so socially isolated and so anxious all the time that I just couldn't. I couldn't reach out. And what happened was, is like, I was playing the game, and all of a sudden there's this one character at the at the time he was at the end of one of the docks in I think it's like the little dock that's at Darnassus when you go through the little pink haze thing. I'm describing the game, I'm sorry. Um and he was like, they have the voice actors for the characters that you interact with to like do different things. So when you go take a flight path from Darnassus, the guy actually like says a few lines that they programmed him to say. It's like a programmed occurrence in the game. And he said, I am listening. And all of a sudden my brain just kind of broke down, you know, because I'm like, oh, you know, uh, and, uh, and from that point I started hearing these voices in my head, kind of, I don't know how to exactly describe it. I mean, I knew they weren't outside of me, so I knew they were coming from within me, and the closest way I can come to describing it is something that I told my friend Patricia the other day. I told her, I was like, my mental illness involves me getting outside advice from inside my own head. And apparently that's, something that describes a mentally ill person. So anyway, I was like wishing that I could run around the game and like talk to the characters and like, you know, there's like little things that you can do in the game, like you can bow to people. um you can't, unfortunately you can't offer them tobacco. Be funny if you could be like, offer them tobacco and then they'll talk to you. But anyway, uh yeah, that's kind of crazy. But anyway, so there I was in this train of thought, and I started hearing these voices, and I started looking around my apartment, and all of a sudden all this like random stuff started to be connected for me. Like, I had these birthday cards, and one of them, and I was reading them, and it was like, happy birthday, and I felt like somebody was in my head telling me happy birthday, like, guess what, today's your birthday and you're gonna be, born. And and it was just a strange feeling, like, it was like a dream or something almost. And I think that's kind of the way my brain was at the time. It was awake but not awake, in a dream state. And because I was so damn tired from staying up for like 5, 6 days that I was just like not functioning at all. And anyway, um what happened with me was that I started, like I said, I started hearing these voices, and I started writing down what they were telling me. And some of what they told me was like complete gobbledygook, and some of what they told me was very cogent. So I don't know what to make of it. Um, but yeah, anyway, that's that part of the story, and I will continue the rest of the story in another episode. Dun dun dun. Episode.